Hi, family. This is Mo with Moya Body Care and Colon Hydrotherapy. And I am your favorite colon hydrotherapist that practices the art of internal detoxification through the use of colon hydrotherapy herbs and natural living. Now, this video is about a couple of things. So, this is day number 28 of 31 days of rest and relaxation. And let me just share something with you. This is not the first year that I've done this. This is probably like my 10th year doing this, maybe 11th, if I count correctly. But every time that I do it, what I get in response from people is so shocking and startling. I cannot tell you how many invitations I've had to be pulled off my A game or to pull me out of being on vacation, if you will, or resting. Um, I've had people, offer me more money to do the service, and I don't understand why you're closed, and bop, bop, bop. And here's the thing that I want to share with you all is that when you start caring for yourself on a very deep level, you don't owe anybody an explanation on why you're doing what you're doing, or why your boundaries are the way they are, or why you are being less available than you were before. You do not owe anybody an explanation. I don't work for nobody else. I work for myself. So I only answer to myself. How about that? Right? And what I've also learned is that people will throw um, their lack, their fear, their unintelligent questions and responses and reasons all on you. They would drop them at your door, in your lap, push it down your mouth, and tell you to swallow it and eat it. And what I want to share with you is that you do not have to do any of that. You stay true to yourself. If you don't want to eat sweets for 3 weeks, then damn it, don't eat sweets for 3 weeks. Right? You don't owe nobody nothing. The second thing that I want to bring um, to the conversation is since I've been um, kind of on a break, a sabbatical, a very, very lovely, nice sabbatical, by the way. I'm just good. I'm good right now. But I've had the pleasure of having a couple of conversations with clients, people calling me for information. So I'm still answering my cell phone, right? So I'm still having conversations with people and everything. And I've been talking to some people, clients, not clients, acquaintances, and all that good stuff about how to shift their business over to make more money, or maybe they just started their business this year and they want to link up with me to see how they can, take it up a notch or just kind of see what practices I've been practicing to keep me steady and consistent. These are the things that I found to be a common denominator for everybody. Everybody wants to know what I did for my success for my business. But here's the thing with that. I can tell you what I did for my business. I can tell you what I did for my goals and aspirations because God gifted me that information. All I did was acted on it. But what I did for my business may not ring true for your business. You have to get still and ask God, Buddha, Allah, whoever. You have to get still and understand what you're supposed to do. The second thing that pops up with these conversations that I've been having with those that have started their business or want to expand, they are comparing levels of success. So one of the questions that all of them asked me was, Mo, why don't you have multiple offices and why don't you do this and why you can do that, you can do this, you can do that. I said, first of all, back all the way up. Instead of asking why don't I, maybe a better question would be, Mo, what do you want? What makes you happy? How about we start there versus saying, oh, you should do this or you should do that. Yeah, you should brush your teeth, but a lot of people don't. It's not about what I should do. It's about what rings true for me. So I'll give you an example of that, right? I'll give you a little example. Let me just move all this stuff out the way that's popping up. There we go. So I'll give you an example of that. There is a practitioner in, I think she's back south, actually. I think she's back south. She does colon therapy, skincare, and some other things, right? She has about 4 different locations, and she's doing very well. Let me back up. Visually, on social media, she looks like she's doing very well. And what I will say to people is that do not go by what social media is saying. Don't go by that. I happen to know this person personally, right? And we speak every now and then. We don't speak on a regular basis. This is what I know to be true about her. Number one, she never wanted to own 4 locations. She listened to other people who told her that's what she needed to do. What most people don't understand is that when you are in business for yourself and you have multiple locations, somebody has to manage that. Then you're looking at insurance. Then you're looking at cost to service, right? Then you're looking at legal stuff. You're looking at taxes. Now, if you know anything about being in business for yourself in the state of California, you know the state of California is the biggest sue state ever. You also know, if you live in the state of California and you have a business, that if you have employees, California is an employee state. It is not an employer state. So the state of California will always be in favor of the employee, not the employer. Hence the reason why I do not have multiple locations and I do not manage anybody in my office. I don't want that responsibility. Somebody I can hire, let's say a massage therapist today. They'll start working tomorrow. They'll go upstairs and fall, quote unquote, down my stairs. Now I'm paying that person for life because I live in the state of California and that's how people get down. So you see where I'm going with it? It's not always about having things, right? That's not success. Success is understanding how to play the game and getting what you need to be met. I have no interest in managing people. I don't want to manage nobody. I barely want to manage my son. And when he doesn't take care of himself, I'll be like, look, dude, you imposing on my self-care. Like, really, you need to figure it out. So number one, I have no interest in managing multiple people. I only want to manage myself and those that I service. Number two, I do not want my money wrapped up in leases, insurances, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want my cash wrapped up into that or product in different offices. Now, what I do want is more property. I have 10 acres and I'm working on getting another 20 or 10 acres next year. Now, to me, that's success, right? Success also means to me that I am actually helping other individuals become self-employed in their own space, not under my tutelage. Who am I to say that you need to come to me to learn? Like, whatever. I may be the best in this area. I may not be the best in the world, but I'll tell you what, I do know my shit. That I do know. But here's the thing. A lot of other women know their shit too. So if you can learn from me and her and him and them, better for you. But you don't have to pour all of your gold in my lap. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like to teach when it comes to helping people figure out how to be successful for them. Do not look to me to help you get there. Success doesn't come from my guidance. Success doesn't come from me telling you what to do. Success doesn't come from you being in my group and me, mentoring you. Success does not come from that. Success comes from what you do with the information. So again, it lies right back in your lap. What do you want to do? I can show you all the ropes, how to do it, all that good stuff. But if God didn't give you that calling and that's not really what you want to do, it ain't going to work no way. You understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I actually had a woman call me this morning and she was all frustrated because there's another woman on Instagram doing the exact same thing that she's doing, and she has a crazy insane following. She has all these beautiful pictures and dot dot dot. But here is the thing. When I started reading her post, she always had appointments available. So I told my client, I said, let me help you understand something, love. Read the post. Don't just look. Go and read. This woman don't have nobody in her office. Hence the reason why she's posting 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. Unless she has an assistant who's doing it. But every other day, she's saying how many appointments she has available for the week. And she's like, interesting, Mo. Exactly. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. So I say all this to say, focus on you. Don't look to the left or to the right. Focus on you. What is it that God has put on your heart for you? I've spent this month literally in isolation and just listening. Just listening to what God, Buddha, Allah, whoever you want to title it, it doesn't really matter to me. But I've just been in spiritual silence just to listen to how you want to use me January through November. How do you want to use me? I need to listen to that. Not be on Instagram and Facebook comparing. We're human. I do look. But once I start looking, I'm like, substanceless. How about that? I was like, this post has no substance whatsoever. This post is just showing this person, behind the wheel of a luxury vehicle, or, behind the walls. Oh,